Chamber one. I was 12 when they buried my brother I killed at the cemetery in Stapleton where the headstones kneel like soldiers in formation under the maple tree shield. Mama held my hand so tight that the bones in my hand peeled. Chamber two. The wake was held at Auntie Pearl's apartment. The casket in the living room where the family started. The weeping waves like the ocean that the ancestors departed from, and not killing the casket like a chess piece discarded by a player who didn't understand the king he just martyred. Chamber three. I wrote my first verse on the back of the program. From the funeral, the pastor preaching from the gospel he can. Reciting his sleep, but the gospel ain't never gonna scan the hole in my chest where my brother used to stand. Chamber four. I learned that grief is a chamber, not a moment that you walk through it like a temple full of mirrors with no ornament, but your own reflection multiplied across every component of the silence. In the silence is the loudest opponent. Chamber five. I started studying the scrolls of the elders. Read the jizzer, read the genius of the liquid sword wielders. Learned that every verse a brother spit was a chamber that he sheltered the grief inside of. And the chamber was the kiln that he weltered. Chamber six. I picked up the pen at 13, made it my partner. Every notebook I would fill became another martyr. Tribute to I kill every barber stone in the harbor with the cemetery in Stapleton where the maple tree's the harbor.
Why do you weep, young one?
I weep because grief has 36 chambers, master, and I have only walked through 6.
Then you must keep walking. The chambers do not walk through themselves.
Chambers, I learned to sleep again, but the sleep was thinner. Every dream had a kill at the table at the family dinner. Pulling out the chair for the cousin who became a sinner of the system that the system would later call a winner. For the prison stock it pumped into the suburb of the spinner of the wheel that the wheel called the criminal justice winner. With Chamber 8, I read the 5% nation's wisdom, knowledge of self becoming the chamber. I wouldn't listen in the army of the elders, teaching me how to listen for the voice of my brother in the hum of the system. Chamber 9. I went back to school, but the school was a chamber where the teachers couldn't see me. Every black boy was a stranger in the eye of the curriculum, in the file of the danger index. Every Achille in the building was a manger for a future that the country had already laid the gauge for. Chamber 10. I started writing letters to my brother, stuffed them in the notebook in the drawer beside my mother's. Photograph of a kid at his 8th birthday in colors. That the photograph was fading like the memory of others we loved. Chamber 10 was the chamber of the lovers that a dead boy leaves behind. The mother, the brother, the others. Chamber 11. I learned the names of every chamber, wrote them in the notebook like a curriculum. The frame of my education, every chamber had a name, and the name of the chamber was the elder, was the tamer of the grief that the grief would never truly let me tame. 36 chamber, 36 ways. I walked through the temple of the brother you lost. 36 chamber, and in the chamber is the cause. 36 chamber, 36 chamber, 36 chamber. 36. Master, my brother is dead. The Iron Lotus could not save him. Then you must enter the 36 chambers of grief, young one.
How long must I stay inside them?
Until grief becomes a chamber you can move through, instead of a chamber that moves through you.
Master, 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 master.
Master, my brother's dead. The Iron Lotus could not save him. Then you must enter the 36 chambers of grief, young one. How long must I stay inside them? Until grief becomes a chamber you can move through, instead of a chamber that moves through you. Chamber 1, I was 12 when they buried my brother I killed. At the cemetery, two stay platoon where the headstones kneel. Like soldiers in formation under the maple tree shield. Mama held my hand so tight that the bones in my hand peeled. Chamber 2, the wake was held at Auntie Pearl's apartment. The casket in the living room where the family started. The weeping waves like the ocean that the ancestors departed from. And I killing the casket like a chess piece discarded by a player who didn't understand the king he just martyred. Chamber 3, I wrote my first verse on the back of the program. From the funeral, the pastor preaching from the gospel he came, reciting the sleep of the gospel ain't never gonna stand. The hole in my chest where my brother used to stand. Chamber 4, I learned that grief is a chamber, not a moment that you walk through like a temple full of mirrors with no ornament, but your own reflection multiplied across every component of the silence, and the silence is the loudest opponent. Chamber 5, I started studying the scrolls of the elders, read the jizzard, read the genius of the liquid so wielders. Learn that every verse of brother's pick was a chamber that he sheltered the grief inside of, and the chamber was the kiln that he weltered. Chamber 6, I picked up the pen at 13, made it my partner. Every notebook I would fill became another martyr's tribute to Akil. Every barber stone in the harbor of the cemetery in Stapleton where the maple trees the harbor.
Why do you weep, young one?
I weep because grief has 36 chambers, Master. The iron scribe arrive on the scroll with the ink black. Pen tip sharp as a shuriken sailing through the link crack. In the armor of the imposter, the lobster, the soft talker. Mic in my palm like the rook on the board of the chess walker. I move diagonal, mythological, methodical, optical illusions dissolve when I solve the equation of the cosmical verse. Every chamber is the bar that you bargain with. Every metaphor an architect, every architect a sarcasm of the kingdom that the king of the kingdom never argue with. Yeah. Cause the king was just a pawn, and the pawn was just a martyr in the hand of the hustler that the hustler never partnered with. I'm a Shaolin philosopher, the lotus in the iron grip. Mind state elevated like the temple on the mountain hip, where the monks meditate while the city in the violence dip. Pen scribe, scroll wide, ink dry, I sign with the iron chip. Brothers of the basement, keep the cipher tight, the diamonds drip. Ghost silk in the building, slitting like the wind through the door crack. I've been ghost since the moment that they wrote me up the score sack. On the back of a receipt at the bodega where the law lag. Jurisdiction cause the bodega owned by Uncle Sawback. By the council of the elders who've been ruling since the war flat. On the back of every brother that the borough never poured back into the soil where they buried us. I'm reaching from the floor crack, whispering my testimony to the youngins on the corner stack. Telling them the game is rigged, the dice was loaded, never roll that. On the table where the dealer is the same one in the lost pack. Ghost in the basement with the mic and the soul act. Spinning every verse like a memory I owe back to the brothers in the dirt. Every bar a folded ghost track. I've been writing from the spirit world, the message in the post fact. World we living in, the truth ain't never never on the doormat. Ghost speaks, the streets weep. The gospel in the gold rack. Your style is good, young one, but you fight only with your fists. Then how should I fight, master? You must fight with your mind. The body is the shadow. The mind is the soul. Dusty mathematic with the supreme equation in the chest cavity. Knowledge, wisdom, understanding, equal culture in the depth gravity of the cipher that the cipher never grasps the actuality of. I drop science like the rain on the desert in the dry vacancy of the mind of the brother who ain't never read the actual atlas of Africa, of the diaspora of the master's plan that mastered us through the lens of the textbook that the textbook never asked of us. What we already knew before the Mayflower had attacked of us. The shores of the continent that birthed the first mathematic flux of the calendar, the pyramid, the algebra, the asterisk that the scholars in the European Academy plagiarized, then erased our names from the footnotes called the gift of prize of their own civilization, while the civilization was actually the melanin in the marrow of the mother of the gravity of the planet. That's the mathematic. Break it down for the casual listener. The gods is in the ghetto, and the ghetto is the actual cradle of the cosmos that the conqueror considered casual. But the cosmos is the brother in the basement with the mic in a rascal smile of a guy who know the math and refuse the assault of the lie. Every bar is a sword in the vault.
The Iron Lord scrolls have been stolen from the temple. Then we must retrieve them, gather the brothers, the 8 chambers await. But master, there are only 7 of us.
Then the 7th shall be the master of 2 chambers. Begin.
Scribe arrive on the scroll with the ink black, pen tip sharp as a shuriken, selling through the link cracked in the armor of the imposter, the lobster, the soft talker, mic on my palm like the rook on the board of the chess walker. I move diagonal, mythological, methodical, optical illusions dissolve when I solve the equation of the cosmical verse. Every chamber is the bar that you bargain with, every metaphor an architect, every architect is sarcasm of the kingdom that the king of the kingdom never argue with. Cause the king was just a pawn and the pawn was just a martyr in the hand of the hustler that the hustler never partnered with. I'm a Shaolin philosopher, the lotus in the iron grip. Mind stayed elevated like the temple on the mountain hip, where the monks meditate while the city in the violence dip. Pen scribe, scroll wide, ink dry. I sign with the iron chip. Brothers of the basement keep the cipher tight, the diamonds drip. Ghost silk in the building, slitting like the wind through the door crack. I've been ghost since the moment that they wrote.